In the cities, people viewed the South Vietnamese government and the NLF in a variety of ways. Researchers know the most about the views of the middle and upper class people in the cities. So the first general tendency was anti-communism. The anti-communists viewed the NLF as illegitimate and the South Vietnamese government as more legitimate. They often looked at the NLF as terrorists who wanted to impose a communist dictatorship on South Vietnam, but that doesn't mean that they always agreed with the South Vietnamese government. Many anti-communists criticized the South Vietnamese government for not being democratic enough. And what they wanted was for the South Vietnamese government to be more democratic and more effectively pursue the war against the NLF and defeat it. So even though they were critical of the South Vietnamese government, they still thought it was better than the NLF. The second tendency was neutralism. Neutralists were neither communist nor anti-communist. They were sympathetic towards the NLF, and they often felt that it offered a more just and democratic future. The NLF revolutionaries were brave people who were fighting for the country. They were very critical of the South Vietnamese government. They felt that it was too beholden to the United States, it was authoritarian and unpopular, and that it was undemocratic, and it just represented the interests of the rich. Neutralists wanted the South Vietnamese government to stop fighting the NLF and instead negotiate with the NLF and end the war peacefully by forming a coalition government with the NLF. Third, there would have been city people who were underground communist agents or underground agents of the NLF. They would have regarded the South Vietnamese government as a puppet of the United States and their enemy, and they would have seen the NLF as more legitimate. But what sets them apart from neutralists is that these underground communists were loyal to the Communist Party. So they weren't politically independent in the way that the neutralists were.